What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's it going, everybody? Gonna do a quick audio check real quick. That was a little redundant, wasn't it? Ooh, ooh, come on, bud. Yep, there we go. All right, we have sound. Awesome. All right, so welcome to the first podcast of the new decade, right? It's kind of weird thinking it's the Roaring 20s, but I'm excited. I've got Twitch over here, so if you see me like going back and forth, I'm checking the stuff. So like normal, we're gonna go through the games being released this month and next month. We're going to go through some game news. I have a couple of things that I was kind of looking at earlier, and then we'll probably be doing some art. I was thinking about doing a character design, but I'm not 100% on how I want that finished. So we'll kind of figure it out and go from there. I might just end up making something fun, but let's get right into the game releases, right? So this month, January 2020, doesn't look like there's a lot. We have Yakuza Like a Dragon. All right, that's a PS4 exclusive. It looks like releases on the 16th. That's gonna be 2 weeks from now. We have DBZ Kakarot releasing the day after on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Mega Man XZ Collection. If you're into Mega Man, I used to like that game. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on the 21st. I actually just found out about this because of this picture here. But Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. I loved that game on the GameCube, so I'm probably going to buy that for my Switch. That comes out on January 23rd, and it's the PS4 and the Switch. Oddworld Stranger Wrath HD, that comes out on the Switch on January 3rd as well. That's another classic. Like, that came out back in the day. It was that puzzle solver kind of thing. It's a good one for the Switch. And Rugby, I guess, if you're into that. Pillars of Eternity Deadfire. Wow, comes out on PS4 and Xbox One on January 28th. Cool thing about that game, it's been a long time actually. It was announced, I think, like 2 years ago. But Matt Mercer and a lot of the actresses and actors from Critical Role, they're in that game. I know all of them have at least one character in that game. So if you like nerdy, kind of quirky stuff, you should definitely pick that up. It's a classic RPG fare, like in the realm of oh shoot, and then it falls out of my brain, like Divinity 1, Divinity 2. It's kind of like that, where you think about it like a Dungeons and Dragons game. That's what you're kind of going for. And next month, February, we are looking at the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. Really? Okay. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, and Mac comes out February 4th. Now, excuse me. I'm a little sick. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but my reaction is like I think that was that niche movie. Let me look this up. Dark Crystal. I can't spell. Tactics. Holy cow. Yeah, this is based off of that old it was a puppet-based movie that came out back in the 80s, I think it was, and then Netflix grabbed it and made a prequel to it, which was okay if you're into it, but it's super niche, and I'm really surprised it gets a game. I I almost really want that to succeed. Really, I really do. Let's see. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. That's kind of cool. It'll be a fighting game, unfortunately, but it's based off of this kind of cool, like fantasy anime world. Comes out for the PS4 on February 6th. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's another good one. Xbox. Oh, whoa. Yuki, thank you. What's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for the host. Oh, that needs to be moved over a little bit, but whatever. Um, we got it's going good, man. It's going good. How's it going for you? But yeah, we got Ori and the Will of the Wisp comes out on the Xbox One, PC February 11th. Yakuza 5, we actually that'll be the second Yakuza title. We got Yakuza Like a Dragon, and then Yakuza 5 coming out on PlayStation 4, February 11th. Street Fighter, another Street Fighter. It's literally the same game, just a new edition probably with everything unlocked. Darksider Genesis. Wow, I'm surprised they're getting another game. Let's check this out. What the hell? What is this? Exclusive board game. No, that's not what we're looking for. Hands on with Strife. It's not Darksiders 4. Okay. So it's not the fourth game. It's not like a continuation of the third Game Informer. Nice. I'm just quickly. Genesis is a prequel to the Darksiders. Okay. You get Strife. Okay, that's the only one we haven't seen. It's a prequel. That looks epic. He's looks like a dual wielder. And the game design seems to be that of like a Diablo. That's all we got. Okay. I could get behind that. I love Diablo-like games. Marvel's Iron Man VR comes out on February 28th. Now, I don't personally have VR, but that looks really cool. It might just be because I like Iron Man, but that looks awesome. Hey, Roman, how's it going? Yes, I am. This is live, dude. All live. And welcome. Thank you. Yuki, you're playing like an admin role. Holy shit. Last one is One Punch Man in February, coming out on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, I've read about this before, and in this game, instead of just, because like it doesn't make sense to be Saitama and just like to everybody you fight and just wreck them. I think what you do is you play as other characters in the universe, and then you like stave off the bad guy for as long as you can, and then Saitama shows up and wrecks him. I have no idea if that's going to translate to a good game, but we'll see. So that's the releases for January and February, and so let's just move right on to the news. And let me take a sip of water because I'm thirsty. By the way, Yuki, I'll take a break to say this. I looked into setting up Streamlabs on my computer. Guess what? Doesn't work for Mac. So I'd have to dual boot it to get it to work. Though I can go on that website you sent me to. I can't remember the name right now, and like buy a pack, like the raw files of the pack, and then just use it in OBS. It just means like the workaround, or like the easy drag and drop kind of mechanic will be kind of meh. And I think streaming the PS4 still would work the same way. But anyway, it was a bummer. I was looking into that a bit earlier. So before we like scroll down, I'm gonna go into the things that I was interested in, and I haven't actually read into this one at all yet. This is gonna be new. This is Kotaku's review of Metacritic's 2019 worst games. So hopefully it's kind of objective. I'm not saying Kotaku's objective, but we have Dollhouse. All right, never even heard about this. Creepy, randomly generated
Rated
thing.
M for mature.
Of course it is.
Are not fact.
All right, creepy images. The game is a boring slog that isn't scary or fun. Well, I mean, it looks like it was made for the PS3. Oof. That was right in my ears. Yeah, that looks like poop. Now, I did hear about this, Contra Rogue Corps. It's just another Contra game. Speaking of Contra games, so where's my phone? For Christmas, I got the phone case. It plays video games. Let me see if I can get it. I don't know if it'll show on stream well at all. But like it select. Let's see if that'll work. So it plays games, and you've got like Contra and a bunch of other stuff. I played Contra again after like not having played it in a long time. That shit is turn off. Turn off. That shit is hard, man. Like, hard. Blades of Time, another Switch game. Not a good showing for the Switch. It looks less like a video game, it says, and more like an episode of Silicon Valley or CSI. All right, I'm almost scared to see what this is going to be.
At last.
Yeah, that game.
The legendary Dragonland.
That game was almost cringy.
The dream of every treasure hunter in the world.
Oh, God.
I still can't believe I'm here. These ancient places are always full of surprises. A magical entrance to guards for the ancient treasures, just like in the books I read. A good sign, if it's true.
She's doing the same move. Do you notice that?
It's
like, there we go.
It awakes your ancient instincts and knowledge of our fathers.
Okay. This doesn't look that bad, honestly. I feel kind of stupid for saying that, I guess, but oh, alright. I mean, like, the protagonist being a bikini-ridden, seemingly, chick in with guns, that's kind of weird. But, like, that didn't look horrible. I don't know. It didn't look that bad. It looked like, what was that? It looked like, you know what it looked like? Lollipop Chainsaw, kind of. Just a little bit. Left Alive. Looks like a cool Metal Gear-ish game. And it got a 37. Jeez. I've seen a few for this. This is one of those, like, select your own adventure kind of games, but it's instead of, like, screen selected adventure, screen selected, it's like a, oh, wait, no. Maybe I'm getting this confused with something else. Let me see. Let's see. No, I'm getting this confused with something else. Looks like Metal Gear.
Please! Help us! Pick up your gun.
Jesus.
Now the game is over.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get to play
it
again
is one of
sometime.
those. You get to, like, oh, no. It's just, it's a Metal Gear clone. You know, like, they're not always bad, but whenever you clone an iconic series, it's really hard to get that right. Like, it is. And last one is Eternity: The Last Unicorn. Woof, that's a name. I don't know if you've ever seen Yahtzee. If you haven't, you should watch The Escapist on YouTube. It's a hilarious, like, well, they do a lot of content, but really, like, the reviews are where the bread and butter is, in my opinion. And he does this thing anytime there's a game that has, like, a title and then a hyphen and then a bunch of other stuff. He'll go, like, Eternity, The Last Unicorn. And I think it's pretty funny. I don't know. I haven't heard about this one. 44 minutes. Yeah, we're not going to watch all of that. This, oof, that's an awkward animation. And that animation. Wow. Yeah, this looks like it was made for the PlayStation 2? Maybe? I mean, the graphics are nice. It looks like a crappy Kingdom of Amalur's clone. Another great game for the Xbox 360. Okay, yeah, no, there's enough of that. That looks stupid. So, going from, like, the negative of 2019, let's look at the positive, the upcoming games for 2020. Now, I did look at this one a bit, so we'll just kind of go through this kind of quick, but Gods and Monsters, this looks interesting, right? It's like a mythical take on like, I don't know how to put it. It's like open world, but it's in the mythos that we've already made. It seems to, I guess it's like Zelda Breath of the Wild, so it's obviously going to be an open world. Greek, that's what I was looking for. It's Greek legends. I was going to say Norse. So it should be pretty cool. I'm kind of reserved at how it's going to turn out because I haven't seen a lot of actual gameplay, but I'm, like, patiently watching it because every time I look at video games, it always comes up as recommended. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This is the one that was this one was the one that is coming to the Xbox, I believe, next month, was it? Let's see. Or is it this month? It is next month. Next month on the 11th. So this one you can check out early if you have an Xbox or a PC. Looks like it's going to be a puzzly 2D, like, beautiful side scroll kind of thing. Final Fantasy VII. If you're not buying the Final Fantasy VII remake, I don't know what you're doing with your life. That game is going to be beautiful. Now, one thing I realized is I am going to have to experience Aerith or Aerith's, or however you want to pronounce her name, her death in, like, beautifully rendered HD. And that hurts. But I can't wait. I'm going to pre-order it. It's coming out March 3rd, apparently, for the PS4. And the GameStop has a pre-order bonus that gives you, like, a little Shinra card. Totally buying that too. Animal Crossing New Horizons, not my bag. If you're in Animal Crossing, dope, good for you. Of course, it's coming to the Switch. It's a Nintendo exclusive, but not really my bag. We got Doom Eternal coming out. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the E3 footage. I think it was 2 years back. It might have been last year, but it looks so good, and it looks, like, self-aware, and it's got funny dialogue as well as, like, the typical new Doom goodness where it's just like murder, 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 crazy, crazy, crazy. coming out March 20th. Actually, it got pushed back. It was going to come out in 2019. So hopefully we don't have that happen again. This one's going to cause a little controversy. It's Half-Life 3. Not really. Half-Life Alyx is coming out in March. It's a VR kind of exclusive thing, and it explores the Half-Life universe. But it's not Half-Life 3. It's not really a continuation of the story in a way. And I'm honestly scared that what this is going to do is it's just going to piss players off more than it's going to like enthrall them into the universe again, or like placate the want for a Half-Life 3. So yeah, just my opinion. Hopefully it's super successful, and then they make Half-Life 3. Oh my god, I really really want to make a clickbait title for this on YouTube and just call it like, oh my goodness, they're making Half-Life 3. I just know I'd catch shit. Cyberpunk 2077. This is another one, just like Final Fantasy VII. If you aren't picking this up, you're missing out. This game is going to be amazing. It's coming out the 16th of April. GameStop also has a pretty cool exclusive, it's like a samurai pendant thing based on the game. Definitely something to get. It's in the way of like the RPGs where you get to customize your character. It's really in depth. Buy that game. I have to go and actually pre-order them. We also Grounded is another one. Grounded got announced, I believe, at one of the recent game conventions. It's being made by BioWare. It was announced recently after Outer Worlds actually was released, and it is based off Honey, I Shrunk Your Kids. And I believe your whole goal is to like survive and then get big again. It looks like, but it's survival crafting kind of experience. I'm really hoping it's like a successful version of Fallout 76, and it's just BioWare just going like to my brain just farted out. To Bethesda. There we go. But it's coming out spring 2020, so we don't have an actual release date for PC and Xbox One. Bummer on PS4 players like myself, but hey. Last of Us Part 2. I don't even need to say anything about this game. It's going to be amazing. If it's not amazing, it'll still go by as good because of just the rabid fan base of the first one. I have the original. It's a great game. It's a masterpiece. I mean, it's a bit old, but it's aged a bit, but like still, amazing game. Coming out 29th of May, PS4. Go buy that. I mean, if not, like that's going to be one of those games that even if you don't like love it, if you're a game collector, you just want to have a copy. Like I consider that something like Death Stranding, where it's like, yeah, like I got it, haven't played it yet. Here it's okay. Here it's really weird, but it's like it's almost like a piece of art, Ghost of Tsushima, however you pronounce that. It's not confirmed apparently for this year. I don't know much about that. Apparently it's a samurai game that pays loving tribute to the classical film genre. Dope. I love me some old samurai films. So that's cool. Tell me why. Teen Emotions from the developers of Life is Strange. Okay, this is one of those choice games, if it's based like Life is Strange, where you just make a bunch of decisions and then you kind of like navigate to a storyline. That's a hard pass for me, but it has a huge fan base, so if that's what you're into, definitely check that out. Overwatch 2, it's another one that you don't need any explaining. It's going to be Overwatch, but they'll have like hopefully a couple of the old characters and a bunch of new ones, so we'll see. Minecraft Dungeons. All right. This is going to be like think Diablo, but in the Minecraft universe. Another to be determined, and wow, it's being released on go figure, Minecraft's on everything. We got Watch Dogs Legion. Now that was announced at E3 too, and the cool thing about this one is you can take over like any character using this like alien face sucker thing. Excuse me. It looks pretty cool. It's coming out on everything, but again, this doesn't have a release date. I'm just going to skip over Flight Simulator because meh. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. It's about time someone made a game about innovative battle royale formula. Cool. As with Fortnite, 100 players. That's cool. No guns. Instead, they have to run through a colorful obstacle course crammed with swinging battering rams. All right. It's like Knockout. All right. That's cool. It is. It's like knock. Okay. Well, it says it's like Knockout for millennials, but I'm technically a millennial. I'm older now, but like I remember Knockout. It's I think like Ninja Warrior, but instead of like it just being a physically grueling thing to do, there's like shit trying to stop you. It's kind of cool. We got Psychonauts 2. Now, if you didn't play the first game, this was a really cool one. This was like a puzzle, psychological, action adventure game, kind of by the way of like Banjo and Kazooie and all that, but it was super psychedelic and super crazy. Definitely, if done right, this is going to be an instant classic. The first one kind of started out in like a super niche status, but then it slowly and slowly gained a massive following. Now it's just heralded as one of the more popular or one of the more essential games from, I believe it was the third console generation. PlayStation 2 era, Xbox era. We got Empire of Sin. I've never heard of it. It's a mafia boss game in the Prohibition era Chicago. Cool. So this is going to be like a mafia, like by way of Mafia 3 kind of character. Probably, a sim game. Never mind. A sim game about crime and characters rather than historical battles or city building. Okay, so maybe it will be. Yeah, maybe it'll be a GTA 5 in the Prohibition era style game. Could be pretty cool. And this is what I am most hype about. So Vampire the Masquerade was a PC exclusive game that came out back in the 90s, and it was, I believe, in the 90s, and it was a RPG, and you picked between like a few different vampires, and you went through the city, and you interacted with people. It was so cool. I didn't get to play much of it because like I didn't have a PC that could run it at the time, but I played a little bit when I was very young, and I loved it. And I haven't, because I have Macs, so I haven't been able to play it like or find copies of it, and I haven't emulated Windows or anything like that. So the fact that this is coming to the PS4 makes me so happy. It's Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2. It's going to be an RPG like the original one. You'll probably be able to choose between like 5 vampiric races, and it's just like an RPG. It looks really cool. If you know anything about the original game, then you're definitely going to be hype on this. Anybody that played the original game is like a huge fan, so definitely pick that up when it gets announced. I'll be picking it up, and if it has any kind of MMO elements, pick it up so we can play together. Let's see, and then finally we have Halo Infinite. Of course, I mean Halo is an excellent sci-fi game. I wish they'd have given us like a picture or something, but Halo's never going to die. It's going to be like Call of Duty, but with a decent storyline. So like just strap in and enjoy Master Chief. And it's like, cool, great, another one. You know what I want them to do? You know what'll make me hype about Halo? Release it for the PS4. Yeah, I said it. Look at me, Microsoft. Release it for the PS4. Then I'll be hype about it. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of like this was the Guardian's top 20, top whatever their top releases for 2020. Definitely get Fallout 7. What? Definitely get Final Fantasy 7 and Cyberpunk 2077. Those are a lot of 7s. Those are must-owns in this list, and they're coming out relatively soon. And finally, before we just go through a little bit of the news, we'll look at this. I found this to be kind of cool. This is on alqaeda.texasx's.org. Whatever, that's whatever. So they made a video game, like a choose your own adventure style video game for deaf people. So, excuse me, it uses like sign language and everything like that. I think that's so cool. I don't know if you guys know this, but there was a Netflix, I think it was a Netflix exclusive. I can't talk today. Jeez, I think there was a Netflix exclusive where it was about like a deaf guy. So most of the video was shot in like with no audio. And it's just, I think this would be a really cool way to create games and like experience games, is if you took those kind of disabilities into account. So like with this one, it's a choose your own adventure game, and you get to like learn things and make decisions and gain things and stuff like that. But it's just a choose your own adventure game, and you can do cool stuff with that. But in terms of like tactile response, even with a controller or like on the computer, it's not the same. So I was thinking like, what if you could create a game that was specifically designed for that experience and also accessible to people that were, you know, deaf, blind. Well, blind would kind of be a miss, but you know what I mean. Um, and so, like, it got me thinking, like, let's say you have a game that it's all visual prompts, so like the Batman series, but there's no audio because, like, the main character would be deaf, so they wouldn't be hearing anything. And like, instead, you'd have to make a toggle for this, which probably wouldn't be that hard. It would just probably be like another week of programming or something like that. I'd have to think about it for a minute to come up with even like a general idea of what that would look like. But where it's like the prompts could be in sign language, I don't know sign language, or in like English or whatever. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you just wrote it out in English, they would kind of defeat the purpose of the sign language. But I don't know. It's just an off the top of my head kind of thing. But it's just a really cool kind of way to go about video games as an art form that I don't think has been played with a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the ones that I found interesting. I'm going to maybe look around a little bit more and then maybe play around with some art stuff. Yuki, your freaking thing is still, it's impossible to fix. I don't know what's wrong with it. Your tail. This is cool, actually. Video game senior citizen gamers are growing in the millions. This is CBS. Okay, it's the news. Although teenage boys, blah, blah, blah. 10 million Americans 50 or older becoming active gamers. Hey, let's go. That's awesome. To be sure, people in their mid-30s make up the blah, 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 gray-haired. That's so cool. So it looks like Pennsylvania. All right. Resident Barbara Evans loves playing Nintendo Wii bowling with her friends in her retirement community. All right. She's got a score that's become that's so cool. Like, video games are such a flexible medium. It's crazy to think it's taken people this long to like interact with them in ways like this, where you've got old people fucking bowling in their retirement home instead of like having to shuffle 50 of those motherfuckers on a bus and like drive to a place and organize and pay for all that. It's just like, yeah, we have Wii bowling. They're just as happy. Everybody's socializing, and they just have to walk down the way. And like, I've been to some of those retirement homes. I am not saying retirement homes are always the best option, but like, I've done community service and things like that, and sometimes it's literally just like a community of houses, and it's a lot easier to just walk down and go to the local hall than it is to get everybody together and go out some place that could be God only knows where. I mean, I know where some bowling places are near me, I guess. Yeah, that face is how I feel every time I open the file, man. It seems like this is all about community, which is a really big part of video games. I mean, honestly, yeah. So it's like, for me, and I think for a lot of people when it comes to gaming, it's all about building a community and making friends and gaming with them and all that kind of stuff. So I think that, like, that's really what people are starting to understand about it. It's not so much the video games, but it's like the ability to interact with people in a fun way using video games. That's I think that's the point I'm getting at. I really don't care much for IGN's articles anymore. They released this thing on their Instagram about like revitalizing their rating system, and I'm like, yeah, but your ratings are already kind of shit, so whatever. And you can at me about that. I don't care. IGN isn't great. But let's see what we got. We got another top 5. If you have not, I'm not going to click on that because there are sure to be spoilers. But if you have not watched Netflix The Witcher, what are you doing? Like, if you don't have Netflix, you need to torrent it and watch it. I only know one person that says they don't like it, and they're just wrong. I don't know. They're just wrong. And by the way, if you watch this, you know who you are. Let's see. Xbox. I don't even want to think about next gen because, to be completely honest, next gen scares me. Like, it's just more money, and all the technical issues that come with a new console generation. It's bound to be rough. And I don't know, like, do you wait a whole year? Do you wait like 6 months to buy the new one? Like, what do you do? Because you don't want to get screwed. Like, I've had to buy 3 PlayStation 4s. Yeah, I should have bought an Xbox. You're probably right. Blah, 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 blah. Here's your cookie. But regardless, I've had to buy a bunch of those because the original version, like the Destiny 1 version, which was the first version I got, I know, stupid me, broke. Just broke. I don't know. This is a long one. I'm gonna pass. Yeah, I think we're good. 6 months? Yeah, I feel like 6 months is probably a good rule of thumb. All right, let's do some of this. So before I get into this fun art goodness, whatever you want to call it, I do have a bit of an update, and I'll be changing my channel's stuff after today. It'll be after tomorrow technically, but I'm starting school on the 6th, and that means that I am not going to have time to do 3 streams a day and homework and work and doing like art stuff and all that. So I am going to cut back to 2 streams. They'll be back-to-back streams. It'll be Friday and Saturday. Don't know if they'll be 2 to 3 hours. If they're 3 hours, it'll probably be something like 6 to 9 or 5 to 8. And if they are 2 hours, then it'll be 7 to 9. Something where like you could still go out and be social, but like do the stream. But that'll be updated on the channel. Everything else will stay the same. There'll still be a weekly upload on YouTube. It'll just be at the end of the week, and I'm still going to keep up with these podcasts and the reviews because they're just once a month. But the frequency of the streams is going to change. I'm going to have a lot of work to be doing. You might actually see me, instead of doing art stuff, no promises, but you might see me doing more coding stuff. I have a game that I'm working on, but I honestly, I've lost passion unless it's more of a complicated project, and I don't know, I'm hitting a wall there. So I have this idea. I'm not going to make this character tonight, but I think I might start working on some of like the weapons that they might use. Oh wait, no, I knew what I was going to work on. I wanted to work on a torch because I need like a torch, like a burning torch animation. So I'm going to work on that tonight, I think. But as a general, yeah. Well, yeah, that's also a good point. Just wait until they come out with a new one. But so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to I'm going to switch over to, I need my mouse. It's plugged into my computer right now. Come here, buddy. That'll make life a bit easier. All right. And I think we're just going to stick with our standard 64-bit. So make it transparent. It's fine. Because we're going to duplicate it right. Oh, scheisse. Where'd it go? We're going to duplicate that right away. Call this torch. Okay. Probably going to make that background blue, to be completely honest, but okay, well, guess what? I needed that. Yep, thank you. So let's look up some torches and just see what the wood looks like and all that. Normally, when I do this, tiki torch is not at all what I'm looking at. Something like that. So there's like a cloth in there. Probably not going to be relevant to what I'm doing, but okay, I have a decent idea. One of my biggest problems with deciding on like how to get started with GIMP is picking. How do I put this? Like, you know what? That thought just fell right out of my head. Never mind. Let's see. How big do we want to make this? We want it to have some girth, but not too much. That's what she said. It's too much. Something like that. Come up to there. Yeah, that's too big. I've noticed, like, when I'm thinking about like building a game's assets, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna need to set up a background, right? That means torches. Yeah, I vape. It's better than smoking cigarettes. I mean, it's still bad for you, but it's better than smoking cigarettes. And I smoked cigarettes for a very long time, so it is what it is. But oh, shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to get really. There we go. That's a little bit more comfortable. But yeah. So this will be our basic torch. We'll just get that started. And I'm going to do some simple shading. I'm not going to go crazy with it like I normally do because this is only 64-bit, and I'm finding like the more nuts I go, the worse my actual final product ends up looking. So it's really just about like making it look close to legit and then going from there. A lot of the time, I don't know. I've just found like I'll start shading and then I'm like, oh well, it would look like this and look like this and look like this, but then in reality, like that's what it's gonna look like. It'll probably be even smaller. It'll probably look like that. Like, can you even tell? You can tell it's kind of textured, but nothing crazy. Let's go. Let's go with. Let's see. I was using this one as like a source, and there's a little bit of wood visible on the top, so we'll just keep that for right now. I don't know if I'll keep it forever, but I do need to start getting back into Blender. Actually, Yuki, I was thinking about your project in Blender last night before I went to bed, and I have an idea, but I really need to refresh my skills before I can give it like a solid go. And I'm realizing if this is going to be on fire, then I'm going to have to make it a little bit brighter, like right there. No, I don't like that. Right like that. But and like I could make so my idea would be is to because I could remember like how to do it. I just can't remember the key commands. But like basically make the swish and then tell the swish to be hairy. I'm trying to like really layman's this because it's stupid and complicated. But like tell the swish to be hairy and then just color and brush the hair up. The big thing I was running into is like making that paw print look good in that sense. So like I don't know. We're still working on it in the old noggin. That's not gonna work. So I think this wood would be burned almost to like a cinder up top. So I might actually go one darker than that. Yeah. Actually, let me look at that. Yeah. It almost looks like a club, but I'm gonna go a little darker so that it looks like burned, and then I'm gonna throw some like wherever there. Oh no, that's too much. Wherever there's like a little bit left over, I'm gonna throw in some black, and then maybe like a little bit of no, throw in some of this gray. That's still the black. There we go, that gray. Just show that it's been kind of burned, and then I'll have some red in there for the fire. I think that'll get me where I'm going. No. All right. Now I need to add some steel. That looks like a decent basic torch. So I'll have a different layer for the braces, and I'll have a different layer for the fire. Go with a silver color for the braces. They're gonna go like that, and then around it. Always got to make sure you're on the right layer. I have fucked that up far too many times. Okay, cool. Get that dark. Hmm. Hmm. We just need the one, I think. Well, this one has two. I like that the rivet idea, though. I wonder if I can get a similar effect. Like, ooh, you know what? I could get rid of those. I could get rid of these boys. And then we'll go here and add, that's a bit too dark. And add that. How would that end up looking here, though? I feel like it would end up looking like that almost. I don't love it. It's still too dark. Where's that light gray that I was just using? There we go. If I could go here. No, that's too big. We'll just leave that like that. It's fine. And so that's that. I need to go with, let's go with this torch. And fire's an orangish color. So let's go with that. Okay. I'm going to call this fire. And actually, we're going to end up using a different brush for that. But I need like a very charcoal burned color. That's too bright. I see that's too rouge. A burnt wood. Okay, that's still not right, but we're gonna get there. Oh crap, I just kicked over my keyboard. I think that's, I think that's closer. I'm gonna go to like orange and grab some of that. That's better. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I'm gonna grab this. We're gonna end up needing to change the brush type here. Whoa, that's big. Still a bit big. Oh gosh. Let's see. I don't want it to go too crazy. A little bit bigger. There we go. That's about the size we're looking for. Okay. That's a bit too much, but that's like the right idea. So how far up do I want this fire to go? Let's go to about there. All right. We're just gonna make this easier on us. That's a bit aggressive, but that's all right. I want like a vibrant orange. All right. Now, where is the tool that I am looking for? I need a smaller brush than that. Now we just kind of smudge some to get the effect we want. I want to pull some of this red down. Cool. There we go. We have a torch. You could animate it pretty easily by flipping the fire, like from blue or I'm sorry, from this, like I could duplicate the fire a couple times, and then you just go through it with the blur tool or the erase tool, and oops, Command CZ, and you can just make it like look a little different. So like, let's say you come in here, ooh, that was a bit aggressive. Let's turn that down some, and you could just like edit the flame to look like it loses some strength somewhere. I actually might tone it down a little bit. And then actually, I forgot. The last thing we should add is shine. I made a mistake now that I think about it. Cool thing about Blender, not Blender, cool thing about GIMP is layers. Well, cool thing about any editing software is layers. Ogres, we have layers. But I'm going to put a shine layer on this real quick. Hopefully it comes through. Actually, yeah, no, we will, but we'll just do it manually. So sometimes if you're doing like a simple light, like this light will function fine as its own shine, right? Because it'll, when I put it up against the background, if the background's dark, it'll do fine. But I need to make it look on this as if like there's shine being going off into the sconce. I could probably try to do that. I could probably try to do that. I'm trying to think of how I do that. But what I was saying is you're like, sometimes you have to go and manually do some like lighting stuff. So I know this part here is going to be lit up from the light, right? So I'm going to have to give this a little bit of like effect from the literal fire that's right here. The silver is also going to need a little bit of light here. I'm just going to do something like that. I might, yeah, that works perfectly. And I'm using a, no, I don't want to keep that. I'm using just a different layer at a lower opacity so that you can still see some of the shading and it affects the underlying shading of the actual thing. Now down here should be fine. And I'm not going to F with the shading here. I'm actually going to grab this and just do a quick, that's not the right color. I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to do a quick one of these like that, and boom, boom. Do I want that like that? No, I think I want to keep that how it was. But just because that's going to set there and cause a bit of a shadow. We've got the bottom shadow where it's resting on the wall, and then a little bit of lighting where it would deform here, or not deform, but shade here and here. We could add a drop shadow. Actually, it's probably smart to add a drop shadow. Light and shadow. Okay, the normal drop shadow only works sometimes on mine, so let's see. Let's see what this looks like just naturally. Yeah, see, it doesn't work. So we're gonna have to do the legacy drop shadow is normally fine. I just need it to be strongish, and then I'm gonna have it like taper off as it goes to the top. So we'll do that real quick. See how that turned out. All right, so the drop shadow, that drop shadow is incredibly weak. That's a bit better, but I might end up doing it again. If it will let me, which I'm not really certain. But like that strength just wasn't where I was looking for. Let's see. Let's try that again. We'll just do another one. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So then we'll merge this down. So now we have them all on one layer. And then we'll take this very lightly. We're going to clean that up so that it makes sense. So, wow, that's a lot. All right. I get in the Hunchback of Notre Dame position when I'm freaking doing this. So, like, obviously, there's not going to be a shadow here. Because around it, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna clean that up some. Oof. It's a little bit bigger than I would have liked. Let's see here. It just, yeah, it's a lot bigger than I would have liked. Holy cow. Holy crap. Well, we can just whittle it down like that. Honestly, it might have been better to make a, nah. No, we'll just vary. What I was thinking is it might have been better to make a, what is this called? Like use the gradient tool and make a gradient around it, but I like the manual touch, I'm not gonna lie. And I also kind of want to just go in and clean it up a little bit, make it look like, I don't know, natchy. All right, now I need to check my work real quick because I am certain, like certain that there's more of that drop shadow elsewhere. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Here. Just cleaning you up there. Don't love the background color either. Now it needs to be a bit smaller. Ooh, shit. Now we will move this whole bloody thing. You know, this looks like shit. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of that. That looked really bad. I know what I'll do. Let's see. No, not the layer. Image. Oh, no. I don't want image. Fit to selection. Bada boom. Dope. All right, now you select. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. Color. Oh, fuck, you're blocking my selection. That's really all I need now, isn't it? Sweet. Okay, we're gonna move you. We're gonna move you to like right there. No, 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 no. Goodness, no. Okay, cool. So paste layer needs to become pretty much all black. It's a long way, but it's cool. I left that too big. But yeah, pretty much. So this will be the same. I think I'm going to finish this up here soon. Not really going to animate it because I think. So the title I want to work on, probably gonna work on, is it's a 2D side scroller in Metroidvania vein because that's the stuff I love. About a character who, well, basically they're like a wizard, but they use weapons. They're a battle mage, kinda. Think Gilgamesh from Fate Stay Night, and that's kind of the main character's power set. It's gonna borrow heavily, obviously, from Symphony of the Night. And like I'm very passionate about it as a whole, but I have to build quite a considerable amount of assets for it. And I want to start by getting a concrete character design done with like walking and idling animations. I'm not even going to worry about attack animations right off the bat because I don't know how many weapons they're going to be and so on. But I want to get that done first, because then I can like create set pieces and just conceptually make a character walk through it so that people like understand what I'm going for, if you know what I mean. And so that's kind of like the holdup on any progress with games. I can't talk. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna go with, I think. Boom. So there we go. We made a little torch. Again, animating it would be pretty easy. It would just be a question of like making all of the fire animations, and then actually I'll make it into a folder right now so that I can do that later. But we'll call this torch. To be animated, to be TBA. That's kind of it's kind of misleading, but whatever. Boop, badoop. The only downside to GIMP is when you're animating, everything has to be compressed. So like you have to have a good idea of your finished product, I've found, before you start animating. Just slightly off color. Yeah, I actually didn't do the Oni thing. I think what I would do if I were to do that is I'd animate it, and why is this not working now? Is this, what the hell? It is, I'm messed up for some reason, but I can only zoom in. There we go. But I think what I would do is I'd animate this, and then like in the animation there would be like the symbol, or like Oni would be spelled out. I could have used fill though. You're right. I could have used fill. I just did not. I don't know. It needed a little bit of I don't know, a special touch. I will show, to be honest, now that I look at it, this needs to be a little bit darker, which requires an additional layer because of just the way I set this up. Shadow 2. Once this is done, I'll be ending the podcast, and I'll just do a brief reminder, summary, tell you when when everything's coming out and all that. Oh shit, wrong button. But so something like this, and the shadow should be a little deeper there. This is one way to build a shadow. Now that I think about it, you could, if you really wanted to be meticulous on like how your shadow came out, you could build a shadow layer by layer. That's kind of cool. But yeah, that looks a little more real, because like it would be a darker as it got to the bottom, as well as lighter as it got to the top. It could be, it still needs to be a little, like that's just a little too dark. Or, yeah, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. All right, I'm gonna merge that down. We're gonna save this. Don't know why I've been getting that error lately. Torch. No animation. Cool. Yeah, because it's gonna look like that in the game. Maybe like that. And that, with that shading, that's almost like directly on point. I'll just have to remember when I go through and do the animation, which might be like 6 or 7 scenes, to make that look, to edit the shading as well as the fire. Yeah, actually, I can give you an example before we end it. I'll just do my final update while we do it, but I can give you an example of what I mean by animation. So if I, that's not that one. No. 2019 animation. Yeah, this one. So we'll do the enlarged version, because that one I can actually show you. But if you look at each of these, this is an individual image. So like as you go through, it changes, but everything's the same. I can't like click this and have a drop down. So when I hit animation and playback, it just reads each one not combined, one at a time. And that's how you get, if you saw my Instagram or Discord or whatever, that's how you get my 2020 animation. But, so I'm going to have to do that, duplicate everything, and then all in advance kind of like have that idea to get this kind of quality project without effing up or having to go way back on a previous save. Anyway, Like I said, updating the times will be updated tomorrow. There'll be Saturday and Sunday streams pretty much only. Excuse me. With the exception of these streams will still be happening, and the review streams will still be happening. Tomorrow I'll be doing a Witcher normal live stream at Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. EST, just like every other week, and then I'll be updating the times, and then Saturday you'll be getting the live review, and it'll be DMC5, the game I just recently beat on stream. Great game. Expect a good review. Haven't played many bad games. I guess I could give kind of a scathing Dying Light review, but we'll see. It's probably going to be DMC5, and pretty much hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna be out.